Hey, what's up everyone? How you doing? Thank you for joining. It's nice to be here on a Monday afternoon. Last week was Mindspace week, so hopefully you enjoyed that week, right? So much great content, and most of the classes that we did, or most of the content that was put out, was just little snippets, 10 minutes. But today you get the full half hour. So if it was your first time last week, thank you for joining. I know that my chair yoga class was a little longer than 10. It's really hard to fit 10 minutes in, so I did about 13 minutes. So if you've come back, then a wholehearted welcome. And if you're a regular, again, thank you for joining. Remember, there's little bits of time that we can carve out for ourselves in this nice, gentle way, just to get into the body, do something healthy for ourselves. Maybe it's about calming the mind. Maybe it's about, just finding a little bit of space, and maybe it's about moving the body. And we can bring all those things together with chair yoga. And that's what I love about the practice, that we can use the chair to support our practice. All you need is a good sturdy chair, hopefully something with a back on it, so you can kind of rest up against the back, something that feels nice and sturdy, as I say. And then you just see what happens, and no pressure with this practice. Let it be what it will be. If your mind is a little, busy, it doesn't matter, right? This is the practice of yoga. And if some of the postures that I do or we do together don't feel accessible, please adapt, right? You can't do it in a wrong way. The only way that you can do something wrong is if you hurt yourself, right? So be really gentle with yourself as you move through the class today. So I think we're ready to go. I've got a nice cup of tea. If you want to grab a drink, this is a great opportunity. I'm not going to use any props apart from the chair today, but if you do want to kind of, grab an extra blanket, it's getting a bit chilly, isn't it? I like the autumn actually, but it is getting a little bit chilly now. So make sure that you're comfortable in terms of the temperature, because that's really important, that you're not too hot and you're not too cold. All right, we're going to start just by seated, and when we're sat, obviously the whole class is going to be sat, but we're going to sit still, which is probably what I should have said. I'm just going to have one little sip of my nice spiced berry tea, and then we'll settle in. All right, so hopefully join me with this. Now I'm sat just a little bit away from the back of my chair. If you're new to my classes, I kind of sit like this. You can sit further back, that's absolutely fine. But if this is comfortable, your spine is long, your shoulders are relaxed, and you give yourself loads of room to breathe into this area, which is kind of what we're looking for. Now, no need to kind of use the breath in any particular way, but if you can, see if you can breathe in and out through your nose. And if you can't, don't get too stressed about that. Just notice how you breathe and just find a little pattern that works for you. Now, you might close your eyes, or you might just do this. You just soften your gaze down towards the floor. Think about how your posture is. Really feel into your body. And if you can, make any little necessary changes here at the start. Maybe that's about drawing a little bit of length into your spine. But as you do that, see if you can relax your shoulders. Hands can be on the knees, palms up, or, palms down. I'm going to bring my palms down today. And then what I'll do is, I've got a little timer here, but I'm going to remain quiet for just over a minute. And maybe you join me in this moment of quiet time. A little bit of meditation, a little bit of a mindfulness. From here, maybe just take a couple more rounds of breath. And if you've been breathing out through your nose, maybe take a deep inhale through your nose. Maybe exhale through your mouth. Do that one more time. Nice deep, rich inhale through your nose. And then a full exhale through your mouth. And then just let your breath come back to a nice steady rhythm. In fact, you just kind of stop I guess, concentrating on your breath. You just kind of notice your breath within your body. You notice the flow, but you're not trying to change it in any way. And, you just check in here and notice how things are doing, right? How do you feel? It's a feeling practice, and that's the most important thing. Do those little moments that we can find for ourselves, are they useful in any way? And if you had your eyes closed, maybe come with your eyes open, And what do I mean by useful? We're just finding a little bit of space, right? Maybe a little bit of time to find that gentle contemplation, not kind of forcing any change or not distressing too much on the thoughts that might come in. If your mind feels a bit busy and you're like, oh, I can't do meditation, I can't do mindfulness, my mind is too busy. The fact that you're paying attention is the practice, right? We're not trying to forget. We're not trying to, I say we're not trying to get into the Zen state. If we can find this very relaxed state, great, right? But it takes a little bit of practice. And I do believe that for me, 2 or 3 minutes now and again can have a real profound effect on the way that I am on any given day. Sometimes I need more, sometimes I need less. But every time I pause and reflect, then there's something that comes up for me, and something that, hopefully feels in some ways nourishing and calming, and it's kind of like a reset. Okay, the beautiful thing we can do, as you know, is that we can move the body as well, and that's just as mindful and just as beneficial. So why don't we do that? Bring the arms down, and then let's just kind of move through the arms just a little bit. Bring your palms so they face forward. Now, this might feel quite subtle, but as you exhale, maybe turn your palms to the back of the room, right? And then inhale, bring the palms so they face forward. So you just kind of rotate the palms forward. As you exhale, rotate the palms back. Now, this might feel really subtle. Keep moving in your rhythm. Now, what does that do? How do the arms feel? From your fingertips all the way up through the arms. I really feel it in my shoulders, right? And then next time your palms are face forward, take an inhale and then breathe the arms in line with your shoulders. Keep breathing here. Maybe have a little move side to side. And notice how you feel. It's kind of like the four corners of the feet. I notice how my feet feel, right? I kind of notice how that connection is, if you can work in that way. And then the next time you inhale, bring the arms all the way up, or as high as you can bring them without straining too much. And you'll see, look, I'll kind of bend my elbows just so I can relax into my shoulders a little bit. As you exhale, bring the hands down, all the way down. Have the palms so they're facing forward again. And then we'll do that in one fluid movement this time. So inhale the arms all the way up. Use your breath. Breathe through the nose if you can. Exhale out through the nose, all the way back down. And, it's that time of year where we suffer a little bit, don't we, from colds, viruses. So if you're struggling through your nose, breathe through your mouth. Inhale to sweep the arms up. And exhale to bring the arms down. Couple more times. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Last time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Beautiful. We'll come back to that in a moment, but bring the hands back onto the knees. Then just have a little wriggle out through your shoulders. Kind of move your shoulders out. And then from here, we're going to do a little bit of work through our neck and our head. So if you need to adjust, I'm just going to adjust a little bit just to kind of, find a little bit more alignment and make sure that I'm not feeling too tight. And then maybe drop your chin down towards your sternum or kind of your collarbone area. So you drop the chin down. Probably feel something down the back of your neck, right? This kind of stretching. Shoulders are relaxed. And then just rock your chin a little side to side. Make sure your jaw's very relaxed here. I like to do it with my eyes closed. And then if you wanted to, you can circle your head out. But you might just stay here, right? Just doing these little half moon shapes. But if it feels okay, maybe circle your head out. And then when you're ready, you can just come back in the opposite direction if you haven't already. Just be on the lookout for any sort of differences side to side. Don't push it. And please don't move your neck quickly here. I want you to move your head really slowly. Always been safe with your practice. You're trying to get out of that idea that if we move quicker, then things are going to be better. They're not. Right? That's not how it works. We just move in a way that feels gentle, nourishing, kind, forgiving, all of those good things. And then inhale, bring your head back to center. And then take a full exhale. I've got my eyes closed. I'm going to remain here just for a couple of rounds of breath. And again, just check in. So it's this subtle part of our practice that can be the rewarding part, right? And then if your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open. I'm smiling there because this kind of practice, a lot of people don't do because they're like, nah, it's a waste of time. It doesn't do anything for me. And we probably need like these gentle practices more than anything, these contemplative practices. It's like the act of slowing down. I read once was, what did they say? That it was a radical act, right? A radical act of slowing down. And it's a countercultural act as well, because, you know, when we're born and we go through life, then everyone's like favors you if you're really busy. Well, busy's good, busy's good. Oh yeah, he's ever so busy, he's ever so successful, she's ever so successful. And sometimes we can't get away from the busyness because we have demands in our life. You know, we have kids and we have grandkids and, you know, there's lots of things going on and we have jobs and some of us are not privileged enough not to be able to work, right? So I understand the demands more than anyone, right? But sometimes we need to find a way, if we do have those really demanding lives, to slow down. And then on the other side of it, you know, if your life is not so demanding, just to bring the energy up. So we're bringing the energy down, we're bringing the energy up, and hopefully we all meet in the middle and our energy is balanced, right? That's the plan anyway. It doesn't always work like that, does it? All right, we're going to do a little forward fold. So, yeah, I would recommend that you get right on the edge of your seat, not to the point where it's ridiculous and you tip off. Make sure you're nice and stable. But let's do the same thing. Inhale to bring the arms up. Same thing again, exhale to bring the arms down. And then this time, as you inhale to bring the arms up, as you exhale, bring the arms down and then press into the four corners of your feet and then feel into your spine and then just see if you can begin to forward fold. Now you might get here, right? And that might be fine. So you might just bring the hands down wherever they land, or you might let the spine go completely. Just be on the lookout for your lower spine. Make sure there's no strain there. And remember, we might look really different here. You can do this. You can grab opposite elbows, let the head be nice and soft and heavy. We can sort of grab the floor or the shins or the calves. Let's take one more round of breath. Nice deep inhale. And then take a full exhale. Let the head be a little softer, a little more loose. And then we're going to root down through the feet. Next inhale, come all the way back up. Sweep the arms nice and high. And then come up. And then clasp the hands, push them up towards the ceiling. And then just have a little move side to side. And notice how that feels through your spine. Making sure that the lumbar spine, the lower part of your spine, feels nice and relaxed. Exhale, bring the hands down. And then bring the hands onto your thighs with the palms face down. And we're going to move through a little bit of seated cat-cow. So if you're not doing this one with me before, you sit nice and tall. Think about your heart, think about your shoulders. As you inhale, kind of lift up. So you can see I'm just looking up towards the sky or the ceiling, just a tiny bit. My heart is kind of coming through a little. My spine is long. And then as I exhale, I'll round the spine, push into my hands, tuck my navel back towards my spine and round my shoulders. Inhale to lengthen, maybe look up. Exhale to round, maybe tuck the chin in and look down. Do that a few more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Nice. Inhale, come back to center, and then take a full exhale. Beautiful. All right, let's do that forward fold again. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Now, if you just kind of come down this far, that's absolutely fine. Beautiful. We're going to come all the way back up. So inhale to sweep the arms all the way back up. And then exhale to bring the hands all the way back down. Okay, another time into that forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Bring the hands down, come down just to the point where you feel just a little bit of compression in the spine. Inhale to come all the way back up. Lengthen the spine, bring the hands above the head. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Beautiful. Right, let's do one more round like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Nice. Inhale to come all the way back up. And then exhale, hands to the side of the body. So you just notice the breath sort of drives the movement. And we have one movement, one breath. Let's do one more. Then we'll do a variation. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to come all the way back up. Exhale, hands to the side. All right, we'll come back to that in a moment. Let's do a twist. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. So right hand on the side of your chair if you can. Bring the left hand onto the right knee. Inhale to find length. And then exhale into your twist. So you kind of use, the nice thing about chair yoga is you can use the side of your chair on that right hand just to find that twist. So inhale, you find length. Exhale, you twist. Nice. Inhale to bring the hands all the way back up. And then exhale, twist to the left. So left hand on the side of the chair maybe, right hand onto the left knee. Inhale to find length. Exhale into your twist. You kind of twist from the navel and then you kind of roll that left shoulder back. Nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Let's do one more time. Inhale to come all the way back to center. Sweep the arms all the way back up. This time, see if you can bring the hands together. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. All right, do that one more time, just because it's nice, a nice thing to do. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to bring the hands to the heart. Beautiful, really nice. Give the hands a little shake, give the shoulders a little shake. Grab a drink if you want to grab a drink. And then what we're going to do is just going to build on that. I'm just going to come towards the screen because I can see there's been a few comments. Let me just have a quick look. Hi, Irene, how you doing? If anyone else is out there, please say hi. It's always nice to hear from you guys. Okay, right, let's move it on. So make sure you're comfortable again. Now we're going to do a little twist. We've already done this twist, right? But we're going to do a forward fold twist. So see if you can follow me on this one. Inhale to sweep the arms all the way up. We've been here a few times before, right? Exhale to come all the way down. Nice. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring the left hand onto your left ankle, you see here, or maybe your left calf, or maybe you bring it onto your left knee, okay? And then as you inhale, just bring your right hand onto your right hip. So you see you're just in this kind of forward folding twist. I would recommend that you just gaze to the side wall, try not to look up. And if you wanted to, you can lift up through the right arm. So you're just twisting here. It's quite a big twist, so be gentle. Take another round of breath. Deep inhale. As you exhale, if you've got the right hand lifted or on the right hip, bring it all the way down, maybe onto the right ankle or maybe the sides of your legs. This time, you're going to just lengthen your spine to bring some balance in. So ready to inhale, draw the hands up a little higher, maybe onto the knees, relax your shoulders, and then exhale into that fold. This time, right hand down onto the right ankle, the calf, the knee, wherever feels good. Left hand onto the left hip. As you exhale, just twist towards the left. So you see this left shoulder begins to open. And remember, you can always bring the left arm up. Maybe look to the side. Let your head be nice and loose, right? Because this is quite a big stretch. Take one more deep inhale. As you exhale, bring the left hand down. Next inhale draws you up to that flat back. Exhale to hinge and fold. Root down through the feet like we've been doing all class. Inhale to come all the way back up. And then exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Nice. Let's do that one more time, but just with the breath. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to hinge and fold, come all the way down. Left hand down. Inhale, right hand on the right hip or right hand up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left hand on the left hip or left hand up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale to a flat back. Come up a little higher. Roll the shoulders open. Exhale to fold. And then root down through the feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Nice. Should we do it one more time? How did it feel? Hopefully it felt quite good. I quite like this one. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale to fold. You're going to feel this in your shoulders later, right? Keep the left hand down. Inhale, right hand onto the right hip or bring the right arm up. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Keep it down. Inhale, left hand onto the left hip or left arm up. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale to a flat back. Draw some length into your spine. Sit a little higher. Exhale, let the head be heavy. Fold. Root down through the feet. Inhale to come all the way up. And then exhale, hands to your heart. So it's like an adapted sun salutation, right? We're doing a sun salutation, but we're doing it through a twist as well. So it's a twisting sun salutation. I've just made that up. All right, let's do one more. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to hinge and fold. Keep the left hand down. Inhale, you know what to do. On the right hip or right hand up. Exhale, hand down. Right hand stays down. Left hand onto the left hip or left arm up. Exhale to bring the hand down. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Exhale to hinge and fold. Inhale to come all the way back up. And then exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Beautiful. Really nice. All right, bring the hands onto your thighs. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to round. Inhale to find length. Exhale to round. So you're just in those seated cat-cows. Inhaling. Exhaling. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. And then final time, inhale to find length in your spine. And then exhale to round. Inhale to bring some length back in. And then exhale. Nice. Give the hands a little shake out. Nice work. And then what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of side to side movement. Right? We've done plenty of twisting, so hopefully you're ready for this. Bring the right hand on the heart. Inhale, left arm open towards the left. And you can follow the arm with the gaze. Just make sure your neck feels okay. As you exhale, twist to the right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. You might be able to hear my breath, right? It's a little bit intentional. I'm inhaling left, I'm exhaling right. My feet are pretty important, right? I can sort of feel my feet just pressing down into the floor. If you're with me on that, great. If not, then, you know, just make sure that you're sitting nice and tall and you're just rotating at your torso. So this is kind of more of a, I don't know, just a little twist just to shake things up a little bit. I've done plenty of moving. We're kind of 25 minutes into the class. So we just do a couple more vigorous movements, or kind of vigorous, right? Not too crazy. And then come back to center. All right, find some stillness again. Palms up or palms down. Maybe close the eyes. And just notice how that feels. Maybe feeling, you know, a little energy in the body might feel a little bit different now. And if your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open. And when I talk about energy, I'm not kind of talking about, you know, like really weigh out energy and kind of, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about energy. I'm just talking about how you feel at any given moment, right? Sometimes we feel really low and we feel quite tired. Sometimes we can be quite high and feel energized. So when I talk about energy, that's exactly what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about how do I feel, right? I'm a feeling body, right? And this is kind of where I want to be. I want to embody all parts of myself. And obviously we can't do that all the time, right? Otherwise we wouldn't get on with our day and everything would just become way too complicated. So what we're doing here is we're just checking out where we are when we're practicing yoga, and we're just moving. All right, okay. Let's just should we do one more thing? And I'd like to do a little bit of breath work, and then we'll spend, let me just check the time, the final couple of minutes where we'll just be in complete stillness. So I'm hesitating a little bit because I'm thinking, shall we do this breath movement? Let's give it a go. And if it feels too much for you, don't worry about it, right? It's just a little bit of fun. So we're going to make fists. Hopefully StreamYard, the streaming service we use here, won't go too crazy when we do this because sometimes fireworks go off. So we'll make some fists, right? You're going to inhale, your elbows back. So just that movement. As you exhale, you're going to cross your arms, just like that. You're going to inhale, your elbows back again. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the hands over the head. All right, so that's one round. You might be like, oh, come on. So it requires a little bit of breath and a little bit of coordination. So should we do 2 rounds together? And let's just see how we get on. So make fists. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. All right, let's do this. I'm going to stop talking. So if you get stuck, these are always inhales. You've got 2 of these, right? So sometimes like you lose the rhythm, the coordination goes and you're like, I don't know where I am. They're always inhales. So stop and then just start again. All right, it's a bit of fun. It's a heart pranayama, right? Heart breath work. So let's just do this for 1 minute and then we'll make it really relaxing for the final 2. So make fists. All right, let's go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And don't take it too seriously, right? Don't worry about this stuff. If you think, oh, this is ridiculous, it's way too hard, or I don't like doing it. We're going to pause, right? And we're going to stop this in a moment. And then we get stillness. And then you can just check in with all of the amazing breath work, movement, mindfulness, meditation that we've kind of fitted into this half hour. Keep it going. And stay really relaxed with your jaw. And when you're ready, you're going to inhale the elbows back and then take a full exhale. Beautiful. Give the fingers a little wriggle. Nice. And we give you the palms a little rub. And then we're just going to be still for about, I don't know, a minute, 90 seconds. See if you can drop back into that stillness. Maybe close your eyes. Notice the effects of your practice. See if you can just notice or tap into any little subtle changes, right? None of this stuff has to be mind-blowing. Very rarely things are mind-blowing, right? But as I was saying last week, if you can just commit to a little bit of movement, a little bit of breath work, tiny little bit of meditation. And if we do that over a long period of time, it can have a really profound effect. Just take a couple more rounds of breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, you might just bring your hands to your heart, press your thumbs into your sternum. One final time. Wish yourself well, wish everybody else well. And then with wholehearted bow, namaste. Thank you. That's really nice to practice with yours. Only half an hour, right? Flies by half an hour, doesn't it? Thank you, Irene. Hey, Emmy. Hey, Judith, thank you for coming along today. It's really nice to have you along. As I say, right, none of this stuff has to be groundbreaking. It's just about getting onto your chair or onto your mat if you do my classes on Thursday at 2:30, you know, and then just seeing what unfolds, these little moments where we look after ourselves. And movement and contemplation and a little bit of mindfulness can have a real kind of, as I keep saying, profound effect, but it doesn't happen overnight, right? You have to keep turning up. So do that. There's loads of great content on the Virtual Village Hall. Check it out. I always look at the Instagram, I look at the YouTube, I see what's coming for the week. There's loads of great classes this week, so check out all the content. And if you are with me on Thursday, then I'll see you at 2:30. By the way, mat yoga is half an hour from now on, because we found that a lot of the shorter versions of classes are really popular, and it used to be about a 45-minute class, and it might have put a few people off just because it's like, oh, I don't want to do 45 minutes of yoga. Half an hour, plenty of time, right? All right, so I might see you on Thursday. We'll do something similar, but we'll do it on a mat. All right, look after yourselves, guys. I'll see you all soon. Take care.